Travelogue, February 24, 26. Since last Saturday, everything became black and white, which is a shame, because my favorite color is still red. At least now, I can mix colored with black and white clothes on my washing machine. Right now, I'm in a dark submarine with no windows. In order to navigate through my record collection, I only have a map whose coordinates will hopefully lead me towards the right record covers. I also earned this sexy voice, and now I'm thinking on maybe recording an album with only covers of Barry White. I also don't know why my lips aren't moving while I'm speaking. Maybe it's time to try that ventriloquist career that I always wanted. Anyway, wish me luck. I got 10 records to find and show them to you. Heavy Drops from Adam Ben Ezra, an Israeli virtuoso who plays a 5-string double bass. It was self-released on 28th of February 2025, and it's an instrumental album that mixes jazz, funk, and easy listening music. It's the 5th album in the artist's career, whose limited editions became quite fast collectible desirable items, very hard to find, especially after sold out. Filho da Mãe, also known as Rui Carvalho, is a solo project exclusively dedicated to the world and folk instrumental music through a classical guitar pure clean sound. Nonetheless, in here, Tormenta, released by Revolve and CTL Music Box in 2016, he combines forces with Ricardo Martins, a very respected Portuguese drummer, mostly known for bands such as Pop Del Arte and Lobster, in order to approach the electric guitar so to navigate different sound landscapes. Hermann Zobel is an Austrian jazz pianist virtuoso who moved to New York in 1975 to record his only album, Zobel. It was released on vinyl through Arista in 1976 and was only reissued once in CD around 2012. After this album came out, he only did a few promotional live performances, and right after he disappeared forever. Until this day, no one really knows where he is or even if he is still alive. Homem em Catarse is a one-man band by Afonso Dorido, mostly known as the guitar player of the Portuguese post-rock band Indigno. In here, Sete Fontes, released on vinyl in 2022 by Golden Pavilion Records, a label mostly known for obscure psych and prog rock reeditions. He offers us a piano-themed album that does not include any other instruments or even vocals. I can assure you that this accidental soundtrack with no movie is one of the most beautiful and peaceful instrumental records that you will ever hear in your whole life. John Williams, not the soundtrack composer, but the Australian classical guitarist who has a very extensive solo career, was also part of a supergroup called Sky. He is mostly known for his performances of Concierto de Aranjuez by Rodrigo, which is a very well-known classical guitar piece that was also adapted by Miles Davis in his album Sketches from Spain. In here, two favorite concertos released in 1966 by CBS, besides offering us one of his best performances of that same piece aside the Philadelphia Orchestra conducted by Eugene Ormandy. He also performs brilliantly Concerto in D from Mario Castelnuovo Tedesco. Lobo are an instrumental atmospheric post-metal band with hints of sludge and doom that comes from Margem Sul, Portugal. Their only album, Alma, this one, was originally released on CD by Major Label Industries in 2010, but it was later reissued on tape and vinyl around 2016 by Signal Rex. This is a 4-track album in that very progressive rock sense of long themes, but it's also a very cinematic and dark experience where calmness shares the same space with heaviness in occasional outbursts that have been building up into the right cathartic moment. Rão Quiao is a Portuguese multi-instrumentalist musician mostly known for playing sax and flute. His first album, Mal Pertwee, is considered by many as the first jazz album ever coming out from a Portugal artist. In here, Fado Bailado is sixth studio album that came out in 1983 through Vertigo Records. He approaches Fado, a traditional music genre from Portugal, substituting any possible vocals with the warmth of the sax in a mixture of jazz and world music. Rooftops were a US math rock band who only put out this very record, A Forest of Polarity. It was released on vinyl and CD through Top Shelf Records in 2013, which, besides containing briefly a bit of vocals on a track or two, is mostly an instrumental album that does not include any bass, only guitars, cello, drums, percussion, and a few medals. The Shadows are an instrumental band that played mostly covers and versions from other artists and needs no introduction. They're mostly known for their single Apache, who came out in 1960, as well as for his charismatic guitar player and founding member Hank Marvin. This LP, Rockin' with Curly Leads, came out in 1973 by EMI and includes a Hypnosis cover, being mostly an album of originals. Although far away from the 60s fame and glory days, it's a very interesting record containing a few very good moments, such as Wide-Mouthed Frog and Gut Bucket, for example. Forest Fires is an electronic solo project by Pedro Barceló that combines dark ambient, noise, experimental music, and avant-garde. This double single that includes remixes by João Vairinhos on its B-side was released by Regulated Records in 2019, and it's the only known physical format record that the project put out. Here we descend to the sound style of the dark noir movies from the 80s, such as Terminator, as well as we're reminded of John Carpenter's iconic soundtracks. Oh no, I think I just hit the 10-minute mark. Mayday, mayday, This is Bruno Recommends Records here. Mayday.